So, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say, Dobron, sa personal elders agreements on Aruba, the teachers our personal shoot, and we see salutations, holy Akim, the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, to Shalom. Once again, going into our video here, and this touching upon, this touching upon a friend. A friend would be a friend only for his own occasion, right? And as the scripture saying, and he will not abide in the day of trouble. Right now, this goes into, I was basically using a set of videos talking about, your family will betray any time that we're heading into, brought out scriptures for that. All right, your family, your wife, your children, but also people that who you would deem to be a friend. Some people that say the long life friends, right? Who they know from since the child, we grow up like brothers and so forth. These are the type of people, and it's any time that we're heading into, they would basically turn on you, right? Now let me start with the scripture. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 8. It says, "For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble." Because when that day of trouble reach, what they would basically try to do what? Save the self, right? And the time that we're heading into, to save the self, they would basically sell you out. They would offer you up, right? They would be like, this is the guy that that was speaking these things, that was saying these things, that was preaching on the street and so forth and so on, right? And we know according to the scriptures, right, who would be our friends, who would be we consider friends, who would be our family, right? The scriptures mention that would be that would be the men that doing the will of the Lord, right? The men are doing it well. Now let me just go to this AI overview here. So you say a friend not in the day of trouble refers to someone who abandons you or is not there to support you when you are facing difficulties or challenges, essentially meaning they are not a true or reliable friend in times of need. This is a phrase often draws from the proverb, "A friend in need is a friend indeed." So they only know when they need, but when it's time to defend you, or time to stand strong, they would not, right? And once again, we know who we would consider a friend, or who we consider a brother, who we would consider a father and mother, and so forth, right? Them that do the will. Now let me go back. Let me go to the same book of Ecclesiastes, and let me start from chapter 6, and I go read. Let me read from verse. Let me read from verse 5. Right? It says, "Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings." It says, "Be in peace with many, nevertheless, have but one counselor of a thousand. Of a thousand. You see, and this goes to like plenty of people who believe like, that everybody they talk to is a friend, or everybody that they're dealing with is a friend. Then they would be all online talking about, fake friends when something happened and so forth. These people are wrong here, they just are wrong here, right? They're going to the next scripture. They say, "Be in peace with many, nevertheless be but one counselor of a thousand. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him." And right now outside here, this is how these jakes be. They just talk to somebody today or for a short period of time, and all of a sudden, that person wasn't tested, that person wasn't put through anything with you, and they would say, "Damn a friend, put my head on a block for him," not knowing that same person is the one that go do what? They will switch up, they will betray. Again, the time that we had and then too, how they would watch it is every man for himself. And knowing Jake, they are going to tell, they are going to betray, right? So that way it say, "If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him." And again, we know those that we would consider our friends as them that are doing the will of the Lord, right? Them that doing the will. Our family is them that in the truth. Our friends is who in the truth. Everybody else is considered like an enemy, right? Because the scripture say to be like-minded, and who would be like-minded like you is them that in the truth, right? It say so as I say, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. So just like it say here, someone who abandons you or is not there to support you when you are facing difficulties or challenges. Hey, I mean, there might have one or two that would know you and they would stand strong, but majority of these people outside here, they're not going on face any difficulties for you, right? Especially if Esau come down and they're like, we're looking for this person and use the person next to him and instead of torture, they're going to give up, right? It's essentially meaning they are not a true or reliable friend in times of need. This phrase often draws from the proverb, a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? It's a person who only appears to be a friend during good time but disappears when you face problems or adversity. And again, I did reference something in the last video that I did where with the girl, right? How her family, they called the cops on her because she didn't take the job, right? And the police come, they started rough she up and so forth and so on. And that is the kind of betrayal that you will be going through for this thing. The people that you deem to be the closest there, they will be the ones to be against it, right? And it could be a family, your friends, whoever along those lines, right? They will be the one to betray, right? That's how come back to this. Say prove him first and be not hasty to credit him, because there's something you see Jake doing. That is be quick to credit somebody and not doing that person is a straight out demon. That person has have other motives behind everything, right? It say for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And that's the thing. Some of you all never went through hardship with these people or so forth, but you're calling them friend or you're calling them family. They are only that for their own occasion, right? When time's good, when time's good, they abide. When time's good, things nice, there's friend, there's family, right? But as hardship reach, as the day of trouble reach, they switch up, They might sell you for some goods. They themselves might kill you, right? Any time that we heading into, these are the things that I watch out for. Right? It say, and there's a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend, it says, again, some friend, and telling you, you see how it starts? Again. So telling you again, right? It says, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So he's a companion, he's a friend, he's a brother, she's a mother, she's a father, and at the table when things good, when things nice, right? And how did I say it? When you have a basket of bounties, meaning goods nice, right? That is when there's a friend. That is when there's a brother. That is when there's a sister or mother or father or a wife, right? When things good. That's why it say key points about this phrase. A person who only appears to be a friend during good times, but disappears when you face problems or adversity. So that's what the scripture said in here. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, right? When them during the good times, that is when there's a friend, right? When things nice, they will be like, there are some people that may know the things that they teach. You maybe run through them in the early that, about the RFID chip and, you're not supposed to take that. So they will be like, you're not taking that. But when that day of trouble arrives and they notice they can't buy or sell, or they need this particular thing to eat, to get goods, they go bill and they will take it and sell you out because you don't have it, right? Anytime of adversity, all a friend, they become a foe, right? They become, no, as that's why it say, be not hasty to credit him. Because again, some of you all just have people close to you that you all never tested, right? There wasn't any fear with you, as they say, right? And that's why the Lord tell you who it is going to be a family, them not do the will, because they would be like-minded to you. So it say again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. It's a biblical reference. The concept is often linked to Proverbs 27 verse 10. It says, do not forsake your friend or your father's friend. Do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Right? They say implication. A friend not in the day of trouble is considered a false or unreliable friend, someone who lacks true loyalty and support. Now, even when you watch some of these movies, some of these shows, they show you that they show you the closest people next to you in a time of affliction. They are the ones that is usually switch up against it, right? Those are the ones that will switch up against it. You know, all of a sudden, Esau know where he is, to know where to find you, right? Why? Because your mother, your father, or a friend who you may confide in, they turn against it, right? It say verse 11, it say, but in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. Any time of prosperity, you'll be thyself. Yeah, things good, because things good. You know, he will act as a friend, right? He will act. He will behave like he's the best of the best, right? But verse 12, it say, if thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face, right? If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. And will hide himself from thy face. Yeah, because anytime of trouble, when you, as I said, brought low, you know, you will hide. You know, and when they're hiding, you know, usually they talk. So that's why it say, a friend not in a day of trouble. An old proverb, it say, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Right? That's something we grew up saying. Even in Caribbean here, that's a big statement they still say even unto this day. Right? A friend in need is a friend indeed, because he needs something. He would obviously he would be trying to be the best friend he could be. But in a day of trouble, or on a day that you're brought low, right? Nah, that's not a friend. You know, some of these same people, your family, your friends, and so forth, when Esau lock you up, those are the ones that we saying, I don't know this person, right? I have no idea who this person is. I've never spoken to this guy in my life. Those are the things that going into the time I'm heading into, those are the things that I look out for. That's why it's such an important thing to be around men of that like mine, right? No, you would deal with your family on a day-to-day basis, right? You obviously have neighbors, that people around you that you would deal with, because again, it's just you're living, right? But don't consider those people to help you. Watch them as your enemies, as you should, right? Now, if they help you, hey, we don't know how the Lord say certain things, right? But you know, still watch. So it's say verse 12. It say, if thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. So as I say, if thou be brought low, right? If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies, and take heed of thy friends. And as the scripture says here, it says, separate thyself from thine enemies. Yeah, be separate, obviously, because that is the enemies. As the scripture talk about, not to trust any enemies, right? Not to trust the enemies. You know Esau is an enemy, right? You wouldn't go and deal with him. You know Esau is a natural born enemy. You wouldn't deal with him. Same thing with same thing with Jake. You know these people are your enemies. Separate yourself from them, right? Don't confide in them. Confide in the Lord. That is who you're supposed to be turning to, the Lord, right? Let's say, and take heed of thy friends. Why would it tell you take heed, right? Why would it tell you take heed from your friends? Let me look up a meaning. Right? I'm going to do a quick Google search, right? Quick Google search. Heed. Heed meaning. Right? Heed meaning. It say pay attention to, take notice of, right? Pay attention to, take notice of. This is just a quick Google search I do, right? Let's just play it here.
Heed.
You see?
Heed.
Right. It's a careful attention, right? Careful attention, because when you read the scriptures of the Lord say to take heed, to watch and pray, take heed, and all these things, you understand how the careful attention that is supposed to be, the kind of attention is supposed to be paying, right? As I say, careful attention. So they go back to the scripture. It said, it says, separate thyself from thy enemies, and take heed of thy friends. Take heed, that careful attention, because those are the ones that a man would say that he close, that they would consider close, and those are the same ones that would sell you out. So take heed of him. You have to know if you have to be obviously you have to be watching the person around you and be like, no, this man a little shaky, right? He does talk or he does do this any time of thing. That why I'd say be not hasty to credit him, right? So but maybe you want you to do the and he switch up on you, right? Those you have to watch that. You feel anytime Jacob trouble and thing, we feel go these guys going to turn. They want to switch up heavily as well, right? It's in verse 14, it says, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that had found such as one had found a treasure. So yeah, so it would have those guys that would be faithful, right? Until we know that, right? But majority of these people around here, they are going to switch up. Right? So a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that had found such and one had found treasure. It's like you found treasure if you found a faithful friend, right? They say nothing thou countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. Yeah, because it have nothing you could put. It don't have a price you could put upon a faithful friend, right? It don't have a price you could put on something faithful. Right? Because that person go to the ends, as they have a saying, they go to the ends of the earth for you. That is what a faithful friend will do. Right? Let me look up this word here. So when you look at the word countervail, it say be equivalent to in value. Be equivalent to in value. It say from Latin, it say be worth against, to be worth. Right? So that way it say nothing thou countervail a faithful friend. Right? It will have nothing of value that could be counted as towards our faithful friend. Right? And his excellency is invaluable. It says verse 16, it says a faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. So yeah, I mean, again, them not do the will is who we consider that, right? But you meet some men may know certain guys that, hey, they would just be considered that faithful person, that they're not going on saying wherever it may be, right? But that is rare amongst the millions that would be against it, right? Right? Something else. So that's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 8. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. And this is a serious scripture, because again, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, because if a friend come in prosperity, he was only there for your prosperity. You see it happen with these rappers, these celebrities. When they prosper and they have a million friends, they do interviews saying it, but as hard times come, all those friendship gone. A person that talk about that is Mike Tyson, right? Let's say an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, right? So yeah, you think about this, that you would know an enemy in adversity, but that I say an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, right? You tell my adversity, your enemy is coming out. They're going to be shown, right? That's something here I wanted to get. What's the scripture? All right, let me just bring the same scripture that they had here. It's the same Proverbs. It have a few stuff here. Proverbs 27 verse 6, it say, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Right? And I mentioned another verse 7, it say, thine own friend and thy own father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. And that is the scripture that they use as a Bible reference. Right? They say, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. So you see, right? So again, the time that we're heading into, you have to understand that betrayal will be from all corners, right? Because some people are say they rather be around friends and family and don't understand that these same friends, just like a family, the same way, they're going to betray the same way, right? So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yehoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that once a personal Eloh's agreements and ruler teaches our personal truth, and we say salutations so that I can push you with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season, we say Shalom.